I would like to welcome everyone as we get things started on for our Native American program, which will begin shortly. Logging up some of the our screens so we can be all set. And there we are. Well, thank you everyone for joining the Novi Public Library once again for another cultural program. The library appreciates recognizing and embracing diversity through understanding, and that is one of our goals and missions throughout. And it is my pleasure. I am so excited about this. I say that every time, but really, this is a special one. You can tell by my guest right next to me. We are spotlighting the Native American culture, and I would like to welcome Reg Pettibone, and he will share the life of a Native American. Welcome and thank you for being my special guest this evening, Reg.
Oh, thank you for inviting well my family. Yes, I'm a real Native American Indian, and we'll be explaining a little bit about our culture, about the dance, about the drum, our music, and about how the Native American Indians lived for thousands of years on this beautiful land that we call North America. The Native American Indians are very spiritual people. We believe in God that we also call Creator. Come back at a time, oh, well, I'll probably bring up a little bit about as being as old as I am. Um, I'm like 67 years old, and I was born in 1954 in Black River Falls, Wisconsin, at a place they call the Indian Mission. And there, the First Nation, was called Winnebago at that time. And later on, we got our real name back, and that is called Ho Chunk. And living there at the Indian Mission was a very, very great experience. And I still remember it as it was yesterday. I grew up at my grandfather's place that they call across the creek. And I was very lucky to live the way we did because we respected everything around us in every season, all the way up to like second grade. I lived there. I lived home in a house with no electricity, but we had kerosene lamps, and we had a wood stove, and we had a spring nearby that every day, as part of the chores, we're cleaning the chimneys of the kerosene lamps, bringing in wood to last all day, and fetching spring water we fill up in milk cans. That was a great life. Lived like that for all the way till I got into third grade. In third grade, my mom and dad took us to the bigger city that we called Madison, Wisconsin. And there we got to live in a house that had all those things, such as electricity, bathtub, and a lot of things changed at that time, living the way the year before and then into third grade. As when the year before, I was in a one-room schoolhouse. And then in third grade, oh, the class, just in my class, there had to be like 28, 30 of us, all the same age. And the whole thing changed because there was electricity, and being young like that long ago, one of the funniest ones was called the Three Stooges. And that was the whole big change as a young person. We continued as a Native American Indian at times in our lives because when I lived with my grandfather, we did a lot of hunting and respected every season. And through these animals, this is where we trade the furs for clothing, hardware goods. And through there, I learned a little bit about, about a little bit about business through my grandfather. And through there, as we got older and older, there was times when Oh, we respected everything around us. When I became about 12 years old, I was allowed to hunt with my dad, uncles, for the white-tailed deer. And I was very lucky. First day of deer season, first drive, first hunter, 12 years old, I went and harvested a spiked buck. And through the understanding of the spirit of the four-legged ones and how they take care of us and our elders, the first four-legged one was given to the elders for feast. The spirit of the four-legged one and their elders, they split the white-tailed deer. And after that, I was allowed to keep all the rest of the four-legged animals that I harvested. Through these times, we learn about everything of who we are. I danced at a very young age. We were taught about dance and where the dance came from. And the dance came from at a time long ago. We are told that everything that we see around us was here way before the human beings. Everything that you see around us, the ones that are in the water, the ones that fly in the air, the little bugs that are underneath the ground, they were here long before as human beings. The Creator gave everything a name, a purpose, a reason, and they all survived together for thousands of years. They never bothered each other, caused each other's extinction. They took care of exactly what the Creator had told them to do. The Creator looked at Mother Earth and figured there was still something missing. After a while, a couple of attempts, he came up with us human beings that they call us the two-legged ones. We're the ones with the fingers, the eyes, toes. We have a mind. The Creator made the human being last, we are told, from way up in the heavens up above, where everything else is made. The Creator gave the human being the knowledge of love, honesty, sharing, respect, all these beautiful things was told to the human being. And then the human being was then told to come down to Mother Earth with all the rest of the creation. This is where the dance starts. We are told the human being stood up next to the Creator's side. And the first step that left the Creator's side was the left foot. The left foot came out and it came out and it passed the sun, the moon, the stars, with the left foot forward as the human being came closer and closer to the earth. Once the human being passed the clouds, the human being saw earth, the great circle of life. The human being with the left foot forward still coming down saw the mountains with all the great white snow peaks, looked again and saw the birds, big ones, small ones, and all different colors. Just what the Creator had told the human being was seen right there to the ones that fly. The human being got closer and closer to Mother Earth, and on the side of the mountains, you could see the big four-legged animals, bear, deer, elk, moose, buffalo. The human being got closer and closer and noticed the trees, pine trees, maple leaves, all these beautiful trees with all different colors. And once the breeze, the wind went through, you can hear the sound. The ones, the big leaves, they made a different sound than the ones with the pine needles. They all had their own noise, their own shapes, their own colors, their own reason for being here on Mother Earth. The human being got closer and closer and saw the little ones, rabbits, squirrels, got closer and closer and noticed all the other ones, like the flowers of the strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and all the beautiful colors off the flowers, blues, greens, orange. The human being was just overwhelmed by everything. Everything what the Creator had told him was all coming true. The human being got closer and closer. And notice that no blade of grass was ever pushed over by a toe of a human being, a toe of the two-legged one. The first step of the dance came when the human being left the Creator's side was the left. The next was the right foot. The right foot stepped on Mother Earth. The human being was overwhelmed with all the things around. Everything was there exactly what the Creator had told him. There's life, medicine, shelter, food, everything right here. The human being stepped with the right foot and continued dancing. When we dance at these gatherings, this is what we are doing. As human beings, we're showing happiness, we are showing thanks to everything that surrounds us. And this is what we started off as human beings. As we go on, we are told that we are equal. We are no better than the plants, animals, the birds. At that time, we came in, the human being along came because we needed more. Then the Creator brought the female. There was four young men that came, then four young ladies came. And there, this is where everything started. Along with the female came a drum, the drum to show respect, everything that's around us. Songs, the female was taught all the songs, the right time to sing the songs from the Creator up above. So when we sing and when we dance is to show respect for everything around us. The drum was given to the male. After the female was taught everything, how to make the drum, all the songs, we were told that the Creator told the female to teach the male everything. So when we sing these songs, the female is always making sure that the men are doing the right thing with the drum. The drum has a spirit. The spirit of the drum is the animal that covers the hide. When we sing these songs, we use a beat that everyone has. It's the heartbeat. When we sing these songs, at times the singers, we hit the drum with accent beats. At that time, the singers are showing respect for the cover of this drum, the spirit of this drum. This one is covered by the buffalo. Through our songs and our dances, this is how we show respect for the plants, the animals, the birds. We have these gatherings throughout the United States and Canada, and everyone is welcome to attend these gatherings. It's because these songs, these dances, they have been here for thousands of years. And this is how we kept this land pure and clean for thousands of years. Through our songs and dances, everything has a spirit, everything has a purpose, everything is sacred, what Creator has brought here. The human beings are supposed to share all these gifts with all the children of the future. We are told to share. And when we share, this is what they are meaning. We don't allow any animals, plants, things in the water to become extinct. It's because we're supposed to share all these gifts from the Creator with all children of the future. By showing respect for all life, when we harvest these large animals, we used every part of the body, nothing thrown away. The reason behind that is because the spirit of these animals, these birds, when the things that live in the water, when the human beings use every part of the body, nothing thrown away, nothing wasted, they believe that their life is fulfilled and will allow the human being again to be successful in their harvest. And when we use every part of the body as human beings, such as the large four-legged ones, the bear, deer, elk, moose, and buffalo, when we use every part of the body for hunting, clothing, when we use every part of the body, this is a hunting tool, it could be used for farming. It's a bone. It's part of the buffalo. It's the jaw of the buffalo. It's been turned into a tool, and by using every part of the body into clothing, tools, this is what you call recycling. Recycling has been here for thousands of years. This is why there was no garbage, there was no pollution. This is why it was only 500, maybe 600 years ago, people from other parts of the world started coming to this land, and they told them they told to themselves they call this land the new land. Is because they were able to drink the water out of any river, creek, and stream. And 500 years later, we're in a predicament where it's tough to find these pure lakes and pure streams. The Creator intended us to share this beautiful land with pure water, air, with children of the future. As being Native Americans, Indians, what we continue to do is talk about of how Creator intended this land to be taken care of and why North America should be taken care of. We are told here in North America that the great circle of life, and it's a circle, the reason it's a circle is because everything is equal. Us human beings belong to this circle. We are no better than the plants, the animals, the birds. We are here to share. We learn from all these animals. We learn from everything that surrounds us. Years ago, when we were first brought here, we were taught the right food to eat through these plants, animals. We are told that there's communication among everything here. Our language is sacred, is because the Creator has given every nation here, the Ojibways, the Ho-Chunk, Potawatomis, Iroquois, every one of these nations, they have a language, and they're all different. Our language is different from the Iroquois, different from the Apache, and every one of these languages are sacred. The over 500 years ago, there was over 1,000 different nations, maybe up to 1,500 different nations here, and they all had their own language. They all lived in different parts of North America, and they lived on the lands where the Creator had placed them. And on those lands, they had medicine to take care of the human being. Weird. This land was shared. There was no extinction among these nations. Is because we're all part of Creator. You never destroy anything of Creator. The languages are sacred is because the Creator gave all these nations a language. And when they say thank you at their ceremonials, they use the language what the Creator has given them. The Creator knows who is saying thank you. There was no whole, what would you call, extinction over 600 years ago. Is because we give thanks. We don't disrespect anything that's given to us from the Creator. The water, all the things that live in the water, the ground, everything that lives on the ground, underneath the ground, everything that's in the air, the ones that fly. All these things are all the Creator's gifts. And we are told not to harm or cause anything what the Creator has given us human beings. The Native American Indians home, are told that this is the law. There's only one law, and that's the natural law, where we take care of each other and to share this beautiful place. Honesty, strength. This is who we are, First Nations of this beautiful land. We are told that we continue living the way that the Creator has told us and showed us, as this is the land. So we continue with, when people ask us, like what we are doing here this evening, explaining a little bit about our songs, about our dances, our languages, and how we're connected to this beautiful land that we call Mother Earth. We call the place Mother Earth is because Mother Earth brings life. In the springtime, she brings us new plants, animals, birds, thunder, lightning. That's life. Everything about this land, Mother Earth, we are told we never dig up the ground. It's because if we dig up the ground, it's like what we're doing is like putting a scar on our mother's face. We are told not to dig into the ground, is because that's where Mother Earth's heart, kidneys, liver, that she needs for life to exist. We leave her alone the way she is. The water is like the blood that runs through our mom's body. If we continue to contaminate, pollute Mother Earth, the river, our lakes, our streams, eventually Mother Earth gonna have to do something. We have to do something to bring her back to her original form. We call our parents, we call one of them Mom, because she gave us life. Our mom, grandmother, they have something in common. When at these dances, these ladies will dance and keep one foot on the ground at all times, is because these ladies, our mom, our grandmothers, they have something in connection with Mother Earth, as they are both givers of life. This is how we are taught through songs, through dances. Again, we have these gatherings, and everyone is welcome to attend these. Some are called Gathering of All Nations, some they call powwow. We call them Gathering of All Nations is because everyone is welcome. These songs and dances, again, have been here for thousands of years. Everyone is welcome because the Creator doesn't discriminate. Miss we've been doing our songs and dances. I come from a family that have been doing this for a long time, helping and trying to make people understand of who we are as people. I've had my mom, my grandmother perform at the World's Fair in Chicago, dance performance, the men's traditional, women's traditional. I traveled with my grandfather, different reservations. My grandfather's a singer. I danced as a very young man, and we continue to dance. When we dance again, is to say thank you for the things that we have, for the things that, the way we survive, and all the things, that have been presented to us. Um, I'd like to know how much time I put here. Is there like about 35 minutes or?
You're doing well. If you'd like to continue with some more, maybe showing some of the things that you have next to you, that can be
Oh,
great. But you still have some more time if you'd like.
okay. We've we had these gatherings throughout the United States and Canada, and through there we've explained about oh about recycling. And this one here, this is a carrying bag, and the top of it is a coyote. You pull it back and you open it up, and it's a handbag. This is a turtle shell. Inside is lined with rabbit fur. And years ago, they used bags such as this for hunting trips. At times, they carry arrow points in here or whatever they needed to carry. And this is a form of recycling. Again, nothing was thrown away, everything was used over and over again. And the spirit of these animals, they believe that their life is fulfilled is when we oh, do things like this and use them every day. So when we harvest again, they'd be more than willing to help us out. Recycling is a big thing we have to do. The Native American Indians have been doing that. Creator had taught them how to recycle in a spiritual way. There's another handbag. This one handbag is covered with glass beads. Before we were introduced to glass beads, we used porcupine quills to decorate our ceremonial clothing. A lot of the with beadwork and porcupine quills, and they'd add these to the clothing. It's pretty much clothing that they wear for ceremonial. It's just like when someone, like when they go to church, they put their Sunday best on. So when they put the beadwork, the porcupine quills, this is the time where they're dressing up to give thanks to Mother Earth, the Creator, and everything around us. When it's just plain work clothes, it'll probably just be something like this. Nothing fancy, just plain deer
That looks fancy to me, Reg.
hide. One of our other instruments that we use the flute that you hear in the background. We use the drum, and we also use the rattle. The rattle could be made out of anything that you see around us. This is made out of buffalo horn. Inside, it has stones from the creek. And carrying along the side here, these are whitetail deer toes. They also have a rattle. The rattle is used to keep away, oh, all the bad things. And we use these in our songs and our dances. And connected to this is a horsetail. When we dance, we carry a lot of things on here because at our gatherings, we have dances where we show respect for the buffalo, a separate dance just for the buffalo, a separate dance for the ones that are in the water, the fish. We'll have another dance for the ones that fly in the air. And when we dance, we pretend to be like these things. We tend to be like a blade of grass blowing in the wind. very gently, but still in time with the music. Because again, when we dance, we pretend to be like everything that surrounds us. The horse will carry the horse. There's a couple of these here, like the horse and the dog. Well, they're pretty much basically the same. In our language, we call them the dog we call shunk, and then the horse we call shunk hate. So they're pretty much a dog. And through there, they were given a connection to the human beings where they're pretty much turned into really close where they understand us, where they know about our feelings, they know when we're happy, they know when we're sad. And these two, the shunk, they're always there. They're knowing exactly what we're about. And with these here, because the creator has made them so close to us, at times they have special, spiritual ways of knowing that when a family member is going to, become sick or someone's got an accident, we are told that that little one, that dog or the shonkata will get hurt himself first and take the whole pain from the human being. So we really cherish our pets, the shunk, the shunkata, and we have a lot of other stories about other things that we see around us. Everything has a purpose, everything has a reason. And for us as human beings, my grandfather, long ago when I was growing up, when he tell us we got to get up and go to work or get up and do this, and well, we kind of slow down a little bit, and then he'd tell us, I have to tell you, young men here, a couple times, you know, every morning the birds, they get up and they sing their song, and nobody tells them. They sing their morning song and saying thank you for such a beautiful day. And the creator just told them once, and they've been doing this forever. And me, I have to tell you guys so often. So we are, made as when we were taught to see the birds on everything that they done, everything that they do. They don't change. None of them are lazy. They're always building. Nobody has to tell them what to do. So we learn from these plants, animals, birds. We had also even told us the sun comes up every day, and the sun, nobody tells the sun what to do. The sun, wake up, you gotta go. But the sun would get up and shine every day. So us as young guys, we understood that us as human beings, we have the same responsibility as everything that we see around us. We take care of our families when we are dads. We have all these stages in life, just like we see around us. These plants, these animals, these birds, they all go through a stage in life. And this is where, like I say, where we learn. And when we say thank you, we use 4 different types of plants: sage, cedar, sweetgrass, tobacco. A lot of times we burn these plants in a little fire, and when the smoke comes out, we use a feather fan and push that smoke onto us, and we'll say thank you in a way that we want to, as in a prayer, and that smoke will capture our thoughts and our prayers, and the smoke will go all the way up to the creator up above with our prayers inside. We use the tobacco at times We'll pour it by the tree and we'll give thanks for this new day. So the birds in the morning, they sing. They sing their welcome song. They sing their thank you song every morning. That's what Creator has told them to do. The leaves, they do the same thing in the morning. They don't change. Us as human beings, we have to learn to be like that. We have to respect, share every day, give thanks. We have to remind each other that we have to bring Mother Earth back to her original form where the water is clean, pure, the rain comes down is pure and clean. The snow that comes down is pure. We have to bring back the way the Creator intended us human beings to live on this beautiful land. 1,000 years ago, this place was that place. Everything lived in harmony. There was no extinction. It was all about respect and sharing. No one is better than the other. Creator had placed us equally. And that's the natural law what Creator has placed here and what we see here. For the natural law, we have to bring Mother Earth back to her original form to share with all these plants, all these little rabbits. They got to have a beautiful place to live. Squirrels, raccoons, the fish, they have to have a beautiful place to live. They have families, they have relatives, they all want to be healthy. As human beings, we have to bring everything back. All these families, they all want to stay strong. Birds, animals, the ones that live in the water, they all have love. Everything that you see is all a gift from the Creator. And we are told to share, not to destroy and disrespect any of Creator's gifts.
Wow, Reg, so powerful. Your statements are just so impactful. We can just all learn to share and that we're all equal. What a message. I'm looking at Facebook comments as well as if you have any questions in Facebook or in Zoom, feel free to type them in and I can pose them to Reg for him to answer. If you actually are on Zoom, you can unmute yourself if you'd like to ask the question yourself. I do see on Facebook where someone has said, what a beautiful perspective, and thank you for reminding us about the things that we've forgotten. And that's absolutely true. And someone else also said, I can listen to you tell stories forever. So amazing. So that absolutely is true. Um, I didn't mean to interrupt if you would like to continue with some more, but I also would like to ask about your attire. I don't think I missed that. Can you talk a little bit about what you're wearing? Is there a certain significance for wearing one thing versus another, particularly your headgear?
Okay. We come in different groups. There's like, oh, they have like different clans. There's 13 different clans, and they're all named after Wolf Clan, Bear Clan, and I come from the Bird Clan. And every one of these clans, they all have a responsibility in the village. And a lot of every clan clan has a response. Some are really good at paying attention to the medicine that's on the ground, all the plants. One clan will have all of those. Another clan are there, oh, just to keep everything moving in the correct way. There is another group that has the responsibility of the direction of the nation of where it's going to go. Um, and a lot of us, will work together
I lost a little bit of your audio, Reg. I'm not sure. I don't want to miss anything that you're explaining.
another one from the Wolf Clan, another one from the Buffalo Clan. So I probably have probably more feathers than another. And when we wear these, oh, the headpiece at times, we start them off as gifts, and they're not really placed in a certain uh, spot in your ceremonial clothing. You just started looking at these this year, and then you slowly find a spot for them. And these feathers, I probably have like about, maybe about 180 feathers. And I probably like to get probably 365 and match every day of the year. And at that time, we use a lot of these feathers we use as when the when we burn these plants and when the smoke comes out of the fire, we use these feathers and we'll push that smoke onto our body and we'll say a prayer. So at times, a lot of us, our ceremonial clothing are made in all different ways. But once we put them on, we know what we're about. A lot of the things that come to us, our feathers are given to us from my aunt that's passed away. Some are given to me from an uncle that has passed away. But the things that they've, told me uh, when I place the clothing on, it's pretty much them talking to you. It's me, what they told me, and I'm telling you. The clothing is similar to like that. We have beadwork um, that are gifts that at these gatherings, the clothing that you see us wear are all similar to what I just told you.
Mhm.
Is that when we put them on, some could be 200 years old. It could be two bracelets. It could be 200 years old. Some of the clothing that we have would be 100 years old. And our grandfathers, grandmothers, they've worn this and doing the same, done this, explain to their other children, other ones, of who they are and who we are. And at times when explaining something, then they place a gift. Here, I want you to wear this. So when it's time, we put on home, our beadwork, our leather work, our feathers. This was given to me from my aunt. This is given to me from my grandfather. This is, this relative. So
Mhm.
when we put everything on, it's that way.
Mhm.
It's
That's
everything
beautiful.
and told to us comes
Hmm.
together. And when we speak, we don't need something to read. It's all here, 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 here.
You can absolutely tell that, Reg. I mean, it seems you earn respect just from your presence and the way you present and your tone and everything just seems to warrant respect just the way you present yourself. And I love that. I see a question here that asks about sand paintings and done by Native Americans and what they represent. Is that something that you can speak about?
The sand paintings are down in the Southwest, and the Southwest, they have another great, great way of showing creation, telling you creation. Every nation has a creation story, a creation way. They're similar.
Your camera froze just momentarily. Let me see if I can pop back. Reg, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I don't hear you right now. Okay, I think the sound's back on. So maybe if you can repeat just that last sentence and then continue.
Okay, the sand paintings is about creation, and it comes from the Southwest. And a lot of all these creation stories are just beautiful. And to hear that story, it should be done by someone from down in that area. I come from Wisconsin, pretty much all this um, Great Lakes um, presenter.
Mm.
This is the
Okay.
land that I'm very familiar with, is up around this area.
Mhm. I have a question from Gary on Facebook who wants to know what is the longevity of traditional clothing and is there any certain way that they are disposed of if necessary?
Mm, everything goes on forever. The traditional clothing is is passed on to the younger ones, and everything is given at the time of death. The the clothing, every the regalia, the clothing is given away, not as whole but separately, so everyone will have a piece of the same traditional clothing that I wear. When it's time, a lot of it's going to be all given away separately, as I have received a piece here.
Lost that audio again, just briefly.
Is through the clothing, our new was passed on. Yeah, it's
So clothing is forever passed on.
yeah.
Okay. Any additional questions? I'm still watching. If you have a question on Facebook or on Zoom, I'm monitoring both areas. You can type them in the comment section or in the chat section. We're coming close to the end of the program, so if you have a question, we're more than happy to recognize that. Otherwise, Reg, I'm still listening. If you have any final things that you would like to add.
Um, well, yeah, that about names.
Sure.
Um, I mentioned my name. A lot of us we have two names. One is where a lot of them they call it an Indian name. It's a spiritual name, and the spiritual name is the one because we believe in heaven, and we believe in heaven, and then that's where all our grandfathers and grandmothers are at, as are in heaven. And there we have a name for that place. And that's where a lot of people talk about that Indian name. But we have a name that's, like I say, a spiritual name. The Shukhatanua is that when I'm done here, when whatever creator says it's time for me to go to heaven, when I leave and when I get to heaven and I see my grandfathers, grandmothers, my mom, my dad, that's the name I'll be greeted by. We already know about heaven. We are very spiritual people. We believe in God that we call Creator. The name that I use as I walk this beautiful land, and I'll say it, I call it my paycheck name, is Reg Pettibone.
Your paycheck name, I got it.
They have two names.
Mhm.
Spiritual name, basically a heaven's name,
Mhm.
and the name that we use as we walk Mother Earth.
Got it. I like that. I understand. I'm just checking once again. Well, I love it. But just what a beautiful. I really did. I don't know if it's the music in the background and your attire and your presence and your vocal is just really puts you in a spiritual place. It feels. So I appreciate everything that you presented. I certainly learned a lot from listening to you, and I hope that our audience has as well. I don't want to just yeah. I've seen some thumbs up on the screen that they have as well. So I want to thank you so much for everything that you have shared. I know before the pandemic, we had you in person and we got to sample some of your delicious Native American food. So that is one thing that we missed out on this time. But as soon as things calm down a little bit more, we're going to be sure to have you back into the Novi Library so we can try some more. What do you remember what that was we had the last time? Name some of the Native American foods that are just specific to your culture. Do you remember? I think it was, did we have
Oh,
buffalo?
yes,
We
buffalo
did.
and venison.
We
That's
did.
we, those are for the ones that they're well doctors telling the ones with high cholesterol that eat a lot of steak and then they refuse to stop eating steak. They tell them, to eat buffalo because buffalo
Oh,
is more lean than
okay.
regular steak we get at the grocery store.
And it was pretty good, I might add. I enjoyed it. Well, it doesn't take much from me, but it was very good to me.
Yeah, I mean,
And I think it
you,
was a multi-bean soup or something like that as well. I don't remember what it was called, but I think we had something like that.
yeah, that's
Hmm.
another one that's native to North America is beans, squash,
Hmm.
uh, corn. Those are all, again, they're all good for you.
Yes.
So we use a lot of that in our diet. It's a well balanced.
I hear you. I understand. Well, thank you so much, Reg. I appreciate your time, all of the information that you shared. Once again, the Novi Public Library is all about embracing diversity and culture, and you have certainly represented well the Native American culture. And I want to thank you. I also want to thank my guest on Facebook and Zoom for listening to our program this evening. I hope you had something to take away that touched your heart, your soul, your mind, your energy. One of the main things you said, we're all the same. Respect is so very important in the Native American culture. So that is one main thing that we can feed off of, if nothing else. Thank you, Reg, for your time and have a good evening, everyone. Good
Thank
night.
you very much.
Thank you.